Good evening. I've been to hundreds of Sarah's events over the last several years, but this is actually my first time ever introducing her. Being the first gentleman of Arkansas was not part of my life plan. I made clear to Sarah early on that I would not be hosting any Sunday teas at the governor's mansion. So during her inauguration, I hosted bourbon and cigars with the first gentleman instead. My wife arranged for Kid Rock to come, and he showed up with an entourage in camo. They'd been duck hunting near Stuttgart and had flown in on Kid Rock's jet, which I did not realize until that point, but is emblazoned with a middle finger on the tail, an American badass. But they were grounded due to fog after the party. So a friend of ours had to drive them instead, and Kid Rock rolled the windows down, smoked a cigar, and sang along to his greatest hits on full blast the entire way back to the duck camp. I'll still enjoy a cigar, but gave up drinking many years ago. Though I'll admit it was after a bourbon or two, not long after Sarah and I first met, that I had the audacity to say to her, "This is going to happen, but you'll need to break up with your boyfriend first." It was during her dad, Mike Huckabee's presidential campaign in 2008, and he had just won Iowa. Sarah was my boss at the time, and her dad was our boss. So I wasn't too sure the next morning if I still had a job. If you had told me 15 years later I'd be the first gentleman of the state of Arkansas, I'd have told you that's probably the craziest thing I'd ever heard, but here we are. I love Sarah. She's an amazing wife, mom, and I'm very proud that she's our governor. Sarah represents a new generation of leadership. She's not interested in being a caretaker of the status quo. She's shaking things up and changing our state for the better.